everyone and welcome to Cinderfall Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about everything we saw at the Warhammer Preview Online, the unboxing of the Dominion box set, the launch box set for the new edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So we're going to talk a little bit about the contents in the box set, what it means, what it is, and all that sort of stuff. And we're also going to talk about some stuff we got released and given to us alongside this box set, like some particular rules information or teasers of rules information that we got. So without further ado, let's get cracking into this. Obviously, we had Adam Troke and Eddie Eccles showing us through Dominion. It was fantastic. And we got this amazing launch trailer. I thought when I saw the Stormcast smash into that new Goblinoid, everyone was picturing this was going to be the brand new faction for Warhammer Age of Sigmar that the Stormcast were fighting, and we weren't wrong. However, we got a full cinematic trailer here. It's awesome to see this sort of stuff for Age of Sigmar. The Warhammer 40,000 one they released last year for Indominus was amazing. This was great as well. I particularly love the scene where it went across and showed you like that shot of Azir as he's crossing the bridge. I liked all the artwork on the walls, including how it showed some of the soulbound artwork as well. It was just great all in all. Just some snapshots here, like this particular snapshot is definitely one of my favorite shots from the whole thing. It is really nice. We just get like some really cool looks. We get a nice look here of the Sigmar emblem. I butchered that word. And as I mentioned, the little hall with like all the paintings, you can see, you know, the original Ever Chosen book and like all that sort of stuff on the wall. It's really cool. Definitely go give this full video a watch, even if you're not interested in Age of Sigmar. And then we got the what's in the box. And so we got 21 Stormcast Eternals and 39 Cruel Boys, cutting new breed of orcs plaguing the mortal realms. So for starters, I think we're all a bit shocked really that Yndrasta, the Celestial Spear, she's going to be inside the launch box set. That's awesome. That makes this a must-buy for me because she is an absolutely stunning model. We've seen her before though, so we won't go into much more detail here. Though we then saw the Lord Imperator with Gryph-hound, and there's a lot of with Gryph-hound here. It's really cool. I like all the different Gryph-hound sculpts we've got across the Stormcast Eternal models, whether the ones you get inside the easy-to-build Castigators, the Lord Veritan or Lord Castellan's model. The box set of them is amazing as well. You just got some cool Gryph-hounds all around the place. It's really nice. And even the little chibi Gryph-hound you get with the, or used to get with the Excelsior War Priest. But he's a really nice model. I think both models of this are really nice. Both the unhelmeted head and the helmeted head are great options. And he's effectively a strategist. So while the Lord Celestins are leading from the front, he's much more leading from behind, planning and plotting out the Stormcast Eternals' path to victory. Alongside him, we've got a Knight in Arcanum. So this is really cool. So the Arcanum, obviously we've seen the Lord variations of them in the Sacrosanct Chambers, and now we're seeing a Knight Arcanum. What's cool about this for me though is seeing different types of knights and learning that like there's different levels, and like seeing that Arcanum, like it doesn't become Incantor to Arcanum, it's probably Arcanum to Arcanum. So I really do like this, and I hope we see more like versions of this. So we see, you know, like a Knight Aquila or a Lord, say a Lord Quester or a Lord Vexilla, etc. Really cool. Speaking of Vexilla though, we got a new Knight Vexilla who just looks absolutely amazing with the Banner of Apotheosis. Apparently this banner here has a shard of the Anvil of Apotheosis in it, so that's pretty cool. He's an amazing model, and as some people pointed out in chat, unfortunately it looks like this poor model has been snapped at some point. You can see a little bend in there. I assume they're like studio model as they're painting snapped, and that's just a little bit unfortunate. Then we got probably my favorite models from the release, which is the Praetors, particularly like this model here. The beard is really awesome, and just the pose, he looks really cool. These are effectively a bodyguard style unit for your heroes. And we're going to get 3 of these in the box set. Then we also got the Annihilators, another 3-man unit that's going to come inside the launch box. And boy, oh boy, just his face just looks awesome. Looks beaten up. Looks amazing. These still do remind me of like the original Warhammer 40,000 Terminators, with like how their heads sort of sunk within that big dome. I love the shields. They're just fantastic looking models, really. the Annihilators. And I can't wait to see if we get any other new Paladins. We then, of course, get a look at the Vindictors, which are our battle line. We've been confirmed that there are 10 model units. And we've got 2 banners. The fact that there's 2 different banner styles in this suggests to me that we're potentially going to get 5-man units, but we're getting 10 in the box, so we're going to have 2 battle line units within the launch box, which is nice. But banners in Stormcast units, this is cool. I really dig it. We hadn't seen the banners before. And then we get a look at the Cruel Boys. Shout out to Grimdark Live for being right. Though spelled differently to how you spell it. The Cruel Boys. So this is a new breed of orc. For me, the look of them is sort of as if Lord of the Rings orcs and Warhammer orcs sort of got together and something in the middle. It's neither one nor the other, but they look awesome. This is the killer boss on Great Gnashtooth, and if you go back and look at the size comparison in the box, this is just absolutely huge, this model. I love the giant feral creature. It's cool. Like, I saw this and I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. Like, I like what I see to start with. We then saw the Swamp Cooler Shaman and Potgrot. Potgrot is best grot, well, second best grot. We'll talk about best grot in a second, but this is just cool. And once again, it's just another model, like, and it is really pushing. Apparently, too, this like hand symbol up here is the sign of Mork. So that's really cool. And he's got a Mega Gargant skull as like a backplate. Really, really cool. And then we get the best grot and his kill boss companion. So this is a kill boss with Stab Grot. Little Stab Grot's awesome. Like, how cool is that little grot? We're seeing like a lot of these little like companions and pets and stuff here with a ton of the models, and I really do like seeing it. For me, like, so talk about this character here for a second. I think this is going to be one of the characters that leads the box set. I think when we get the starter set after this, we're not going to get the Indrasta and the big boss on the giant monster. I think we'll get these as our leaders. Then we got the Merknob with Belcher Banner, which is cool. This is probably one of my favorite models, I think, from the Orcs. It's just really, really cool. We then get Man Skewer Bolt Boys, which are archers. Well, crossbowmen. These just look awesome. Some great ranged units for your orcs here is awesome. You got Gut Rippers, which look like your very standard sort of battle line unit. I love some of the faces on them. They just look awesome. I do like too. Which one is it? There is one of them where this one right here, you can see his eye patch on the shield is matching his face. So they're actually matching their own faces, which is really cool. We then got the Hobgrot Slitters, which are little hobgoblins. Really interesting too. They talk about how they get their armor from some Dark Masters, some Dark Emissaries. Chaos Dwarves confirmed. And then, of course, we get the cool little starter box, the little campaign book and War Scroll cards and stuff, all for them. Now, with this box set, it is going to be a limited availability, very much like Indominus. It will be out for a limited time. It'll be the launch box, and then we'll get new starter sets after this, much like how we have the Command and all those different editions of the starter box for Warhammer 40,000 now. With that said, though, we got some look at some new rules. So let's go into what they say about the bestest new rule set ever. And so it's a funny little video. It's effectively Sigmar sort of talking to Nick here. And we'll just fast forward through. So 8 new things about Warhammer Age of Sigmar is what we get told. The best rule set ever. I mean, because this isn't going to come back and bite them in the butt. We've already seen that just become a meme. They must have drew the short straw on that. But, you know, if they're not the best rule set ever and it's not a new edition, then why are we getting a new edition? So hopefully this holds out really well and nice and true. And then number 2, heroes are more heroic, which is really cool. So they talk about heroic interventions and like heroic actions and stuff. So whether this is something like heroic intervention, how you can pile in more with your heroes and stuff like that in 40k, or maybe something like the might and will sort of system that we're getting in, that we have in Lord of the Rings. I'd be really interested to see how it is, what it is exactly, and how it's implemented properly into Warhammer Age of Sigmar. But it's cool. This is just going into like how we've got more interactive sort of stuff throughout the game. 3 monstrous damage. This to me just sounds like a return of stuff like impact hits and stomps for monsters, which is really cool. Stomps were a great thing they brought into the later editions of Warhammer Fantasy to make monsters just do that little bit extra damage and go and smash stuff better. So something definitely welcome. And then next up we got second is the new first, so talking about how they've tried to go and get more stuff to help second be better. So the one they obviously mentioned, and this is just reiterating what we've already heard from Ben Johnson, is that you're getting more command points if you go second. This is just leading us on to sort of, you know, think about how we're getting command points as a turn-based structure rather than a game-based thing. No more downtime is something they've really sort of been pushing, how they want to make the game much more interactive during both players' turns. This can be really good and also really bad. You'll have things that like potentially maybe can slow the game down if they're not thought out properly, but I do think the ability to use command abilities to do stuff in your opponent's turn is really cool, and just eliminates less downtime and allows you to do more things. 6, do more with magic. Awesome, and so the big thing they sort of talk about in this is endless spells moving in both hero phases. I do think we're going to go to where we're not getting endless spells controlled by your opponent, so you're not swapping over. They're going to be yours to control at all times. And then 7, new ways to build your army. Once again, just reiterating core battalions. We still haven't had confirmation that other battalions are going away, so we don't know the full story on that yet. And then the last point, the ultimate narrative campaign. This is what I'm looking forward to the most. Should be an absolute blast. If this is anything like Crusade, the new Path to Glory system will be absolutely amazing. I think they've really hit it out of the park with that. With that said though, what's next after Dominion? So we've got told that there's new army books coming for both the armies. The Cruel Boys will have their own army book. They'll be able to be used independently, and they'll also be able to be used inside Orc Warclans. Now, what this to me sounds like is they're going to have the Orc keywords. This means they can go into Big War. I think that's the great way to do it. Orc Warclans isn't technically an allegiance in its own. It's 3 separate allegiances of Bone Splitters, Ironjaws, and Big Wars, and so Big War will just continue to be the all Orcs in one place, while Bone Splitters and Ironjaws will continue to be their own allegiance as well, so you can run all independently, or you can run a Big War force. So, Strike Fast, we've got the Knight Judicator, once again, just another sort of type of Stormcast we've seen already, but a different sort of level of them. This is a cool model, the Judicator, and those Gryph-hounds are absolutely stunning. They're the best Gryph-hounds I think we've had so far. Really love them. And then the Storm Strike Chariot. I mean, it's a chariot. I love this model so much, and I can't wait to get them. Hope it does loads and loads of impact hits. I love that it's pulled by Gryph charges with more like paw-like feet. So they're like more giant Gryph-hounds than Gryph charges. And then the Cruel Boys also don't miss out. So we've got the Beastskiller Killbow, giant bolt thrower here, just awesome looking. And then we got the Breaker Boss on Maya Brute Troggoth with his little backrest. You can see the little pillow for the backrest because he likes his Troggoth mount. This is cool. This model I think is probably my favorite model for the Cruel Boys that I've seen so far. Definitely be getting one of these when they come out. And of course, we've got a new Dominion book, which is written by Darius Hinks. I'm really excited to read this. I'm currently listening to Gitslayer, which is also by Darius Hinks. So look forward to this. He also wrote the Orion books in fantasy. He's got some really good pedigree, and I'm really happy for him that he got this book. And so it just goes on to say Dominion will be in pre-order in June. So we'll likely see the edition launched after that. Be a really exciting time to be in Age of Sigmar. I'd love to know your thoughts. What did you think of everything we saw in the reveals? Let us know in the comments below. Well, thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please don't forget to go like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, if you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Cinderfall Gaming, you can do so by following the link in the description of the video to our Discord server. And while you're at it on YouTube, why not go check out my featured channel section where there's a bunch of other fantastic Warhammer Age of Sigmar content creators putting out a bunch of fantastic content from everything battle reports, painting videos, lore videos, tactical videos, and more besides that as well. Lastly, we'd like to give a shout out to everyone who helps support the channel on Patreon and YouTube members. Thank you to our Patreons Christian Weir, James Soren, Chaos Spawn, AJC, Kenny Lyle, Alder and Shot First, James Crowder, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, Tim Newman, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Argu, and Anthony B. And thank you to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Fire Titan, Steve T, The Real Zeop, and Chris Wallace. Thank you all for helping support the channel like you do. It means the absolute world to us. And if you'd like to help support the channel like they do, you can do so by following the link in the description to either Patreon or YouTube members. Once again, everyone, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.